Good morning, everybody. Here is the 2012 Nissan Leaf sitting in my driveway. Just wanted to give you guys a quick walk around of the car. Gonna have this bad boy until Tuesday. And this is a 100% electric car. Matter of fact, there it is, fueling up right now. We're all charged up and ready to go. So let's take a drive and see what we can do with this bad boy. The Nissan Leaf has an interesting startup sound. Listen. The dashboard of the Nissan Leaf is broken into a bottom and top area. Here you see on the bottom area to the right are the bars and miles till empty. The top area shows all of the most important information, mainly your speed, but it also has this interesting game that you play on the left. This is where you try to grow trees. Here's a tree and a half from the middle of my drive by driving economically. Over on the right hand side you have the time and temperature, very handy. In the bottom area you have the battery temperature. At the top, you have this row of dots. The goal is when you're driving to keep the dot right where it is. Accelerate and it moves to the right. Regenerate power, it goes to the left. Underneath, it has your time to charge based on different charging methods. Most importantly, though, is this gauge right here, the bars and miles until empty. The bars are more accurate in my finding than the actual numerical miles. Alright guys, so we are driving here on the Long Island Expressway, and as you can see, the car is going. There's some cars in front of us. And what do you hear? Not much. It is very, very quiet here in the Leaf. Obviously with no engine, just an electric motor, it doesn't really make any noise. You hear some outside road noise, but that's even dampened by the interior and the insulation, the noise insulation. Smooth ride. The Leaf has tons of technology in it. When you first start up, you get the giant screen loading up and showing you 0 emissions, and you have to touch OK to accept the terms and conditions. Your phone will connect automatically. You have your driving range and average miles per kilowatt hour shown on the main display, along with all of these buttons on the left and the right. Now, when you hit the 0 emissions button, you get that menu, and it brings you into all of the detailed information about the car, such as your energy economy. The car averages 3.5 miles per kilowatt hour. It shows all of your history and such. Now, the great thing is that you can see your driving range based on normal and economical modes. You can look at nearby charging stations at your current location, and it will bring up an entire list of those stations, the distances, and everything else, just like normal points of interest. The cool thing here is you can do charging timers and set the car to be charged at a certain time. You can also pre-cool or preheat the car based on the same schedule. The Leaf features FM, AM, CD auxiliary, and XM radio, all standard on the car. Underneath are all of the climate controls. These set just like any other normal car where you set to a set temperature and you're good to go, automatically as well, and pre-cooling and preheating. You also have your menu area, which is very handy as well. This is for all of your navigation. Standard GPS here is really in here with nearby places, street address, points of interest, but the great thing is that charging stations are in here as well. You can see your route at any time. Car Wings is Nissan's extra added-in connected service where you can have all sorts of saved and smart information built into the car, along with your history of trees and all sorts of other statistical data. You can also customize everything, such as your maintenance, know where you are, charging station information, update car wings, so on and so forth. The car also has all the standard features of Bluetooth connectivity to your phone, along with address book downloading. Leaf also features this odd shifter, sort of like what's in the Toyota Prius. It looks like a hockey puck. You slide it up for reverse, over to the left for neutral, and down for drive mode. The parking brake, or to put it into park, is just that button in the middle. If you put it down a second time while you're already in drive, you put it into eco mode. Putting it into reverse on the upgraded model gives you the standard backup camera, but this will adjust based on if you're turning the wheel, as you see the yellow bars adjusting for the turning radius. Okay guys, I am here at the Leviton corporate headquarters and I am going to actually charge the Nissan Leaf at a public charging station. This is designed by Leviton and this is a free public charging point that they run, which is pretty cool. They're saying it's employees, but they have actually stated on Twitter that it's cool for me to be here and charge. So this is my first level 2 public charging. So let's do this. We have that. Pretty simple. This is DC quick charge, and here is my level 2 port. I'm going to pop that open, and let's get our cord. Standard J1772 charger. Alright. Pretty cut and dry. Just plug it in. Car just beeped. This is beeped as well. It says charging. And the lights on the Leaf have started changing as well. So you can see that charging has started. Now, I have approximately 40 miles of range in eco mode with the air conditioning turned on, which is pretty good. Now that's plenty for me to get home, but I wanted to try a public charging spot and see how it goes. So I'm going to stay here for probably about a half hour and then see what my range is like when I'm done. But I have plenty to get home, so it's pretty cool. So we'll see how it goes. Alright guys, so it's been about a half hour and we're going to stop charging and see what the range looks like. So let's do it. We're going to hit pause. Let's remove the charger. Gonna hook that back in. And it'll be nice and coil the wire back up. Alright, let's close up the charging port. Alright, let's go into the car and see what we got for range. So I have not checked this yet, so let's see what we get here. 47. So out of about a half hour, we achieved about 7 extra miles of range. Pretty good. Again, if you were going to be charging for a couple of hours, that would be a nice top-off. But this is also plenty of charge for me. So let's get driving. The 2012 Nissan Leaf SL model, which I reviewed here for the Geekcast, is definitely a great car to drive, and it's a lot of fun. Although, in some ways, it feels completely different, in a lot of ways it feels also exactly the same as a normal car, and I think that's what Nissan was really going for. Hey, it's a car that gets you from point A to point B, oh, and by the way, it's electric. So, if the Nissan Leaf fits into your daily driving needs, it's definitely something to look into. If you can make it from point A to point B within the 60 to 70 mile real-world range you would get with the car. Now, of course, driving habits don't really change based on getting a new car, so that's something to consider. But if it does fit into your driving needs, definitely look into it. The Nissan Leaf SL model comes with everything I talked about on the Geekcast and on this review here. The car itself has all the bells and whistles. Heated seats, both bottom and back of the seat, heated steering wheel, and also heated mirrors. It has the cold weather package that is part of, which also keeps the battery warm during the cold winter months, plus the backup camera. It has everything, all the bells and whistles in this higher model. The lower model has most of the bells and whistles, such as navigation, Bluetooth, the car wing system, pretty much almost everything. The backup camera is one of the big changes though. The car on the sticker is rated at 34 kilowatt hours per 100 miles. It is an annual estimated electric cost of $600 per year and 73 miles in real world range. As far as crash tests, front end driver crash tests are 4 stars, side crash is 5 stars, and rollover is 4 stars. The Nissan Leaf SL retails for $37,250, and there will be a destination charge of $850. Of course, this is before the federal tax credit, which does qualify if you buy this car in the United States, and also you get a tax credit on the charger as well in most states also. Check your local Nissan dealer for details on that. So the car itself is fantastic, it handles well, it feels great. In eco mode, that pedal is a little soft on the accelerator, but that's the point, is to make you more aware of what the car is doing and how much energy you're using. On the flip side, it does do a better job of regenerating energy from the brakes in eco mode, and you get, of course, more range out of that. As far as cargo goes, I was quite surprised that the car does hold a double stroller and a full day's worth of shopping goods that I had gone out with my family, and it held it with no problem. Seating for 4 is absolutely not a problem. Seating for 5 might be a little tight, but overall, it's a really fantastic car. So if it meets your needs, definitely check it out. The Nissan Leaf 2012 version is available everywhere right now.